Good morning. For those of you who have not yet met me, I am Amy Atwell. I own the Painted Mermaid in Southport, North Carolina. We are a storefront and carry a whole lot of salvage and interesting decorator goodies, a lot of local art, et cetera, et cetera. And during this pandemic, one of the kind of cool spin-offs from that is that my ex-husband and I are building a house together that will be for my design assistant and myself. And so we are incorporating a lot of the salvage and whatnot that we typically do at the store in this new construction. So that having been said, the electrician was really high on the list of making sure we've got all our ducks in a row in a whole different way, because some of the fixtures that we're using are going to be salvaged. So I spent some time with him the other day, and CJ's comment was, you know, I'm not the fixture guy, let's talk to somebody who can look at these lights and make sure they're what they need to be. And we've talked to Joe, and so I learned a couple of cool things. Now I want to be really careful in saying that I am passing information that I have passed on, that I've picked up from some experts on, and I am no expert, but the really kind of cool and rewarding part about doing this is I'm learning a little bit more about what I sell, so I can do a better job of passing on information to you guys when you do your own projects. And then I can kind of share with you just how easy it is to find people who do know what they're doing, who can do things right for you and safely. So one of the things I learned from CJ is that your fixtures need to have, for new construction in particular, need to have what's called a UL label. So because that is not what's happening with some of mine, we've had to regroup about what we're actually using. And I currently have my buddy Joe stepping in doing some rewiring, because that is something I would highly recommend taking into account whenever you're shopping for anything vintage, salvaged, even to whatever degree, like current secondhand. You want to make sure that it works well, and you want to make sure that it's safe. And having these things rewired needs to be done professionally, but it doesn't have to be expensive. So you want to look into that and make sure you're doing the right thing when it comes to even some of these great lamps that are still out there. You know, I'm a real sucker for mid-century, and you know, you really don't want to just go and plug in a mid-century lamp without considering having it rewired in your cost.
Mom, stop talking about the mermaid. Get to the house.
Okay. All right. So the director says to move it along. So the other thing that I really like about what's happening with these videos is that I've got some of you guys out there that know what you're doing as far as some of these projects are concerned. They're asking really good questions that make me think, that make me go back and sort of, you know, get information from Mark and learn more about what's going to be my house. So thank you for that. Keep it coming. That's a really big deal for me. So I'm going to walk us into the pantry, and that is right off of the kitchen. And the hot water heater came up at one point. So we are doing it above the door, which, you know, I don't know, it's going to be a little bit weird for y'all to see. Let me get myself oriented. So the door is behind me into the hallway, and up here in this corner is going to be a tankless hot water heater, which is really cool. And I thought that's exactly what we had going on, but it was nice to kind of seek out some clarification. So we put it close to the house, the front of the house, the train of thought being that the hot water might be needed all day in the kitchen versus a couple of times in the bathroom, which is not all that far away, but it doesn't have as far to go from the pantry. So it's going to be here, it's going to be tankless, and it's also very energy efficient in that you're not storing hot water that's waiting to be used. The water will be heated as it comes through the tank. So thank you in advance, experts, that if I have misspoken on any level, that you step in and correct me in the comments. I really do welcome that kind of feedback. That's what I want this page to be about, or this channel to be about, is learning from each other. Because, you know, the more those of us who are building and decorating and designing are educated, the better partners we can be down the road. So that's the goal. So I have learned this week that a ceramic socket in a light fixture is going to be what makes some of these things okay for the outdoors. Joe is helping me with that. CJ and I just walked through and spent some time in the kitchen in particular, and at some point I realized, okay, where are we putting a microwave? So that's the hiccup of the moment, is figuring out where that's going to be. So Mark is regrouping, I'm regrouping, but at this point, I'm leaning towards putting it in the island, which I think is going to be really good. And come to think of it, did I say that already? But we're gonna be looking at wiring the island. It's been a really long morning. So Tucker's reminding me that yes, I had said it already, but the microwave is going to be in the island, presumably on the end on some kind of really cool shelf, which of course puts me as the decorator in the mindset of like what kind of super cool corbel or whatnot do I want or need to do there to make sure that that shelf is a different kind of attractive, because now it's going to be a different kind of visible. So those are the learning moments of the hour. Those are the hiccups of the hour. And we'll update you when we have more. So y'all have a good day, and we'll see you when you get here.